On Mid-Missouri CW.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News on Mid-Missouri CW starts now.
A mother filed a discrimination complaint against Columbia Police and the Columbia School District, saying her daughter was racially profiled. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jem Reek.
And I'm Amber Robb. Thanks for joining us. KOMU 8's Elena Chappie spoke with the mother and tells us why she thinks her daughter deserves justice.
At this middle school, a fight broke out about 4 months ago between two girls, one black girl and one white girl. And now a Columbia mom says her daughter was wrongfully charged of first-degree assault.
And the psychiatrist put her on Zoloft, and she ended up trying to take her life last Tuesday.
Candace Holmes Barnes says her 14-year-old girl is traumatized because she was racially profiled after a fight happened at Smithton Middle School in January.
They ended up arresting my daughter, saying that they heard she stomped on the girl's torso. And they ended up locking her up.
But Holmes Barnes says she noticed something was wrong when she saw this video and realized it wasn't her daughter.
That made me furious and let me know that the teachers involved and the student involved lied on my daughter and said it was her.
She says her daughter was taken to the Juvenile Justice Center.
They doused her with lice spray in her hair. They put on other people's clothing and undergarments and made her stay in a holding cell overnight.
Holmes Barnes says after her daughter went back to school, she was bullied.
Calling jailbird, prison mate, and all this different things. The teachers started following her around school like if she was a drug dealer.
Holmes Barnes says she will not stop until she gets answers.
I just want justice for my child, and I have to be my child's voice because she's too little, and no one hears her cry.
I reached out to CPS, and spokesperson Michelle Baumstark said she cannot comment on individual students' discipline. Live in Columbia, Elena Chappie, KOMU 8 News.
The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says a former substitute teacher in the Madison School District exchanged pornographic messages with a student using Facebook Messenger. It went on for more than a month, investigators say. Ty Michael Gramley was arrested Thursday and faces charges of felony possession of child pornography and furnishing pornographic material. He's being held in the Monroe County Jail on a $40,000 bond. Madison School Superintendent Shane Stock says students here at the school had reported something, and then we investigated and turned it over to authorities. The probable cause statement says an inquiry into Gramley's work history indicates he is serving as a substitute teacher in several districts. KOMU 8 News talked to Kelly Educational Services today. They are Gramley's former employer. They say he was fired when the allegations came to light in March. Breaking news this evening, the Highway Patrol reports a bus crash on Highway 63 in Westphalia. The Osage County Sheriff's Department says both directions of the highway are shut down. We have a reporter headed to the scene, and we'll get you more details as they become available.
All right, we're going to take a look at our current satellite and radar, and we saw a good amount of sunshine today, but clouds and rain are on the way for Mid-Missouri for our weekend. We're tracking this line of rain that's going to be making its way into the state very soon here and affect our Mother's Day weekend. So we could see this in effect even later tonight into tomorrow morning, but by about 6, 7 o'clock when you might be waking up with KOMU tomorrow morning, you'll start to see some rain definitely in the area. Some of this rainfall could be heavy, but we are not expecting anything to be severe. I'm going to be tracking all of this, help you with timing, and help you with your plans for your Mother's Day weekend coming up with my full forecast.
A Jefferson City grandmother says she doesn't feel safe on her own front porch because of nearby gunfire. Residents say they're on edge from hearing gunshots day and night. This is on Monroe Street, not far from Highway 54. Police have responded to several shots fired calls, including many yesterday. Police confirm the neighborhood is struggling with gang activity, including resident Sarah Robinson Holmes.
I've been telling them they probably have to move, because it's been going on for a while, and I would think, if they could find out who it is, the landlord could get rid of the type of people that's in the neighborhood, but it don't seem like it's happening.
Police say they've stepped up patrols on Monroe Street the past few years. Residents agree with that, but say that's not enough.
Some students and parents outside of Kansas City were worried after a student reported seeing a hit list that had classmates on it. Now, one mom is speaking out after her kid's name showed up on that list. Zach Summers brings us the report.
school district was on a hold-in-place procedure.
Everyone needs to know what could have happened.
Andrea Harris hasn't sent her two daughters, Madison and Jade, back to Drexel High School since Monday. The two sophomores were among a list of 5 students included in a threatening note found in one of the school's bathrooms.
It's kind of scary to think that someone would want us dead, because no matter how much I dislike someone, I would never wish death on them.
Madison and Jade say they don't feel safe knowing that the person responsible hasn't been caught. Their mother agrees.
Even though I've been told this is probably not a credible threat, it is not a joke. It's a sick joke, especially when it comes to the safety of your children.
In a statement to Fox 4, Superintendent Terry Mayfield said the district took immediate steps to secure the school and students, adding that threats of any kind are taken seriously and reviewed thoroughly. The district would not comment on the nature of the threat or the students involved because of privacy laws.
The superintendent's been great with us with this situation, letting them stay home.
But the girl's mother is more concerned with how long it's taking to find the person who wrote the note. A little more than 100 students are enrolled at the high school.
This is a small school. Somebody should be accountable, and it can't be that hard to figure out.
She's afraid with one more week left in the school year, nothing will be done.
It's just going to be swept under the rug, and we're supposed to just forget it as the new school year starts in August.
Police confirm they are investigating the case but have not made any arrests.
Today, the Columbia City prosecutor received former police chief Ken Burton's DWI case. Last week, Burton was stopped on suspicion of driving while intoxicated. He was issued a municipal summons for failure to yield or stop and a summons for DWI. Burton started as chief in 2009. He was placed on administrative leave last December and resigned at the beginning of January.
The Missouri budget for next year is in. Find out where all of that money will go.
Plus, another scam warning for Mid-Missourians. This one is pretty bizarre.
Take a look at your current temperatures across the region. We're seeing temperatures in the 50s. We're in for an even bigger cool down for tomorrow. I'll have more on that in my full forecast coming up.
Never be surprised by the weather. Download the free KOMU8 Weather and Traffic app. Brought to you by Central Bank of Boone County.
Sometimes the best memories require getting a little messy. And frankly, that's where the fun begins. At Slumberland, we've got the styles for all your memories with our low price guarantee. Plus, right now, during our spring savings sale, get up to 65% off throughout the store on your favorite things. Get a little messy and always go for the memories. Slumberland, it's a good life.
It can haul over 3,200 pounds. It can even tow more than any pickup in its class. And it practically parks itself. Now, after all that hard work, a nice night on the town seems in order, don't you think?
Get 20% below MSRP. That's over $10,500 in total savings, or 0% financing for 72 months on the 2019 F-150 at your quality Ford dealers.
Are you suffering with neuropathy symptoms? Do you have tingling or burning pain? Do you have leg cramps or that pins and needles feeling in your feet or legs? Are you suffering from neuropathy caused by diabetes? If so, then pick up the phone and call Lord X Spine Center to learn more about a new treatment that many are calling the first major breakthrough for effectively treating neuropathy in years. Many of our patients are seeing results in just the first few days, including the return of normal sensation and the ability to sleep better at night. And we can often help patients who have failed with other therapies or could not tolerate other treatments. You don't have to live with neuropathy symptoms. There are treatments available, and you owe it to yourself and to your family to find out if they work for you. So pick up the phone today and find out if you're a candidate for this highly effective approach. It could be the phone call that gets you back to life.
Experience super hearing with Magic Ear. You'll be able to hear a pin drop from 100 feet away and watch TV without bothering anybody. It's so discreet, no one will know you're listening.
He's cute.
You'll be able to hear a whisper from the other side of the room.
Have you seen Dawn? She looks amazing.
It's perfect for the back seat of the car and for sportsmen and bird watchers. Get yours today.
The First Alert Weather Cam is brought to you by the law firm of Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer. We will fight for you.
Missouri lawmakers approved $30 billion for next year's fiscal budget. $100 million will go toward bridge and road repairs. K-12 education will receive $61 million additional dollars, plus higher education will get $1 million more than it got last year. The budget denies college scholarships for DACA recipients. Repairs on the I-70 Rocheport Bridge will be partially funded by the new budget. A pending federal infrastructure grant will help pay for the repairs as well. Columbia Public Schools says the budget gives them a clearer picture of its own spending budget. 60% of CPS's budget comes from local taxpayers, but they are grateful for the increase in funds from the state.
We are pleased to see that there is a slight bump this year as in comparison to what education received in previous years.
The budget awaits approval from the governor.
Will Americans see the president's tax returns, the latest effort to make them public, coming up?
And Mother's Day is Sunday, but we have chances for on and off showers throughout the weekend. I'll let you know what to expect right after the break.
Don't take a chance on your future. Call the law firm that fights for every dollar you're entitled to. Call Tolbert Beetle on the Hurt Line right now.
If you or a loved one were exposed to Roundup weed killer and were later diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Glyphosate, the primary ingredient in Roundup weed killer, was recently designated a probable human carcinogen by the World Health Organization. Call right now.
Call 1-800-649-1687. Again, that's 1-800-649-1687.
This Memorial Day weekend, enjoy a bike ride adventure at Peddler's Jamboree. Space is limited for this 30-mile bike ride, so get your ticket now at peddlersjamboree.com.
Count on Chris Cervino, the Mid-Missouri Sports Authority. Evenings on KOMU 8 News. Sports coverage you can count on. The KOMU 8 iPhone and Android News app is brought to you by University Subaru. Download yours today.
When I'm in the outfield, I can't get distracted.
And when you're driving, you can't get distracted either.
Yet cell phone use caused nearly 12% of teen car crashes in 2015. Take the pledge. Buckle up, phone down.
Arrive alive. Brought to you by McDonald's.
If you've been injured and need legal representation, contact the team at Carson & Coyle.
Many firms can get you some type of settlement.
At Carson & Coyle, we're prepared to try every case, and the insurance companies know it.
Our personal injury and workers' compensation attorneys have the experience you need and work hard at getting you the compensation you deserve.
For over 50 years, we have built our reputation here in mid-Missouri, with offices in Jefferson City and Columbia to better serve you. At Carson & Coyle, we are dedicated to protecting your legal rights.
Whether you're on the field
or driving in your car,
your focus should always be on what's ahead.
Keep your eye on the ball.
Take the pledge, buckle up, phone down.
Arrive alive. Brought to you by McDonald's.
Some Moberly residents have signed up to have their houses demolished. It's part of the city's plan to get a $200,000 grant from the federal government. The city says it will use the money to demolish houses that are shabby, run down, or abandoned. One city employee says taking down the houses is about more than just beautifying Moberly.
It will have a long-term effect in that the problem properties will be gone. Aesthetically, it will help the resale value of that property for the homeowner. It will also help the surrounding property owners with their property values.
Normally, demolitions cost thousands, but if the city gets the grant, homeowners who have signed up would only pay $500 because the grant would cover the rest.
A Fulton woman warns of a new scam. The scammer tried using Facebook Marketplace, email, and Amazon as part of the effort. Jalen Zegan says she was looking for a car to buy on Facebook Marketplace. After finding one, the seller took it off the market. The scammer said in order to buy the car, money would have to be exchanged through Amazon. Zegan says that's when she got concerned it was a scam.
I could tell by then they were just desperately, they wanted the money right then. They didn't want for me to test drive it, anything like that.
Zejan says scammers are getting smarter and trying different ideas. In her case, the scammer wanted to sell the car ASAP because of a death in the family to speed up the process.
All right, we're going to begin by looking at current temperatures across the country, actually, and we're not the only ones who are feeling below average, as most of us, unless you're on the west or east coast, most of us are feeling right around the 50s for right now. But as we go, as we look into the average for this time of year is 73. Today in Columbia, we hit 63 for a high. So we're a little below average for this time of the year. But we did see some sunshine peak out by the end of the day. Some of us saw more than others. But right now we're seeing mostly clear skies, but we're looking at these clouds that are beginning to roll in, and some rain is associated with it. We're actually under the influence of this high pressure system right now, and that's why we're seeing some easterly winds, because high pressure systems, we see clockwise rotation with our winds. So we're seeing easterly winds here, but we're going to be looking at this line of rain make its way into mid-Missouri for tomorrow. So this is our hour-by-hour cast here for you. Some areas, maybe up north, might see a little bit of rain in just a couple of hours, just little sprinkles here and there, but the bulk of that rain really begins maybe around 4, 5, 6 a.m. for mid-Missouri. You can start to see these roll in, and by maybe 8 o'clock, some of that could be stronger, some heavier downpours, but none of this is expected to be severe. Just some heavier downpours here and there. In the morning here, we're looking at more widespread rain, but as we go throughout our day, it's going to start to break up a little bit, and so some of us will be dry by this point. Still, that chance for some spot showers here and there will most definitely be cloudy all day long. Some rain will be we'll see by the afternoon, but by the afternoon, we should be mostly dry and even start to clear up in our skies for your Saturday night. And as we go into Sunday, we'll see a little bit more sunshine, but we do have that chance, a little more chance for some rain for your Mother's Day. So I'm zooming out a little bit here. You can see this line of rain kind of start to form right around maybe 10:30 in the morning on Sunday. That kind of sticks with us as we go throughout the day on Sunday. Some of us will be dry, some of us will see some rain, but so the main story for this weekend is definitely keep that umbrella handy, that rain jacket especially, because we will see some on and off showers all day long. Again, nothing is expected to be severe, and by your Monday, by tomorrow night going into Monday morning, we'll be clear and even have some sunshine with that. And with our rain totals, we're only looking at maybe half an inch, maybe a little bit more as we go up to our northern counties. But the good news is when we see this rain, allergy sufferers will see a little less of that. So for our rain tomorrow, we're going to see our allergies are dipping into the low level. We'll get back up to medium by Sunday, and we'll be high for Monday and Tuesday, but the weather will be beautiful as we enter into our next work week. As for tomorrow, though, or as for tonight, we'll see a low temperature of 48 degrees, increasing clouds as we go throughout the night, and it will be cooler as well, as we are below average for this time of year. Average is about 73. We're going to be at 59 tomorrow with that chance for rain, overcast skies for sure, and chillier temperatures. For your weekend, we'll be cooler, but we will see some rain. We'll be in the 70s as we begin the work week.
Today, there was a move to increase tariffs on imported Chinese goods. They'll go from 10% to 25% on $200 billion worth of imported Chinese items. Increased tariffs could mean higher prices on items like cars and appliances to smartphones and shoes. President Trump defended the move. He says he thinks the tariffs for our country are very powerful. Some farmers say this is bad news.
It's being challenging being the point man in this war, that considering we've had the low prices and now the prices are even lower because of the tariffs.
Today, the Agriculture Secretary said the president asked him to create a plan to support American farmers during the ongoing trade war.
The chairman of the Ways and Means Committee issued a subpoena for President Trump's tax returns today. Democrat Richard Neal sent subpoenas to the Treasury Secretary and the IRS Commissioner. He's demanding 6 years of the president's personal and business returns. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin formally rejected a committee request for returns Monday. Mnuchin says the request lacks a legitimate legislative purpose. The Cards and Royals looking both for home wins tonight. We've got highlights next in sports.
Introducing Unlimited with Payback, only from U.S. Cellular. The only unlimited plan that pays you back for data you don't use. So, quit flushing money down the toilet with Verizon. Bye-bye. It's payback time. Get unlimited with Payback and get paid back for data you don't use. You can save up to $240 per year on a single line versus Verizon.
More people are switching to Ram than ever before because Ram gives you more power, more payload, more towing, more than any other pickup is capable of. And we've got the most awarded truck in America, so you can get on to bigger things. The all-new Ram 1500 and new Ram 3500. Hurry in for big deals during the Ram Bigger Things sales event.
Competitive pickup owners get an average $13,074 in total values on select 2019 Ram 1500 models in dealer stock.
Spring into savings with TNT Surplus Spring Cleanup Sale. Save on all sizes of doors, on loads of ceramic wall tile, on windows, on tons and tons of hardware, on cabinet doors, great for craft ideas, and the ever-popular 20x20 Magic Carpet Squares, only 99 cents. Save 15 to 20% on all items store-wide. TNT Surplus Spring Cleanup Sale. Get your savings before the river carries them away. TNT Surplus, right by the airport in Jefferson City.
Now, from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU8 Sports.
Welcome in, everybody. All kinds of baseball action to get to. We begin with Mizzou, who is out in Nashville this weekend for a series against the second-ranked Vanderbilt Commodores. This is the Tigers' final series away from Taylor Stadium as they begin their push for the NCAA tournament. The Commodores, lethal on offense this year. They're hitting .320 as a team, and, well, they got to Jacob Candleberry. That game just went final. The Tigers lost 5-2. Walks and hit batters were a big issue for Candleberry early in the game. So the Tigers dropped to 12-12-1 in the SEC on the season. Also worth noting, the game tomorrow moved up to 11 a.m. because of thunderstorms. More baseball, but now in St. Louis. The Cardinals back at Busch for Game 2 of the 4-game series against the Pirates. Last night, the Birds unleashed 17 runs. This one, a little more low scoring. Adam Wainwright on the bump for the Cards. And top first batter of the game, gone. Adam Frazier just sneaks it over the right field fence. And the Pirates up 1-0. Marcell Ozuna, 11 home runs on the year. Bottom of the first, well, this isn't a home run. Sorry, I got y'all a little too excited there. Doubles in the left center. That gets Paul Goldschmidt to third, but story of the night, couldn't get him in. Actually, the Birds just scored their first run. That game 1-1 in the 7th. How about we go across the state? The Royals. Bottom of the first inning, Alex Gordon, he went yard, and that was only his first. He had 2 home runs tonight. Let's go top of the 4th. JT Realmuto, he doubles. That brings Bryce Harper home. Still feels weird saying that name in a Phillies uniform. Realmuto gets to third. Pirates trail 2-1. A little more action since then. The Royals have widened their lead. The Royals lead 4-1, that one in the bottom of the 6th. About back here in mid-Missouri, the Springfield News Leader reported earlier today that Rockbridge senior DeJuan Harris is actually reclassifying and will not play for Missouri State next season. It's uncertain what that means for Harris long-term, or at least more specifically, I guess, next year. But the news leader did say there's no indication his commitment to Missouri State is affected in the long term. Harris averaged 11.4 points per game his senior season. He helped push the Bruins to their first ever state championship. Mizzou Wrestling announced the hiring of a new associate head coach, Tyrell Todd, from Purdue. In 4 seasons at Purdue, Todd had 27 NCAA championship qualifiers and 24 Big Ten championship place winners. He also competed in college, earning All-American honors himself 3 times at Michigan, along with the 2009 Big Ten championship during his senior season. Hey, the IndyCar will be on KOMU this weekend with the Indianapolis Grand Prix from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm struggling tonight. NBC Sports' Paul Tracy gives us a look ahead on what's coming up this weekend.
Well, this is the start of the month of May, the Indy Grand Prix. This is the kickoff to the Indy 500, so you want to come out of this weekend with a good result. Obviously, this is a championship race, so this means a lot towards the overall championship. So guys want to start off the May on the right foot, get a good result in, and build momentum through the rest of the month as they get into the 500.
Again, you can see all that action right here, or actually over on KOMU starting Saturday at 3 p.m. And I will be back on KOMU in just a little while at 10 o'clock. That will do it for sports.
The 2019 Ford Escape was built for the Midwest, with everything you want built right in. Want your choice of powerful and efficient EcoBoost engines? You got it. Want capability like towing or intelligent four-wheel drive? Sure thing. What about smart features for added convenience and connectivity? All in there. Get a Ford Escape at up to 20% below MSRP. That's over $5,000 in total savings. Only at your quality Ford dealers.
Sometimes the best memories require getting a little messy. And frankly, that's where the fun begins. At Slumberland, we've got the styles for all your memories with our low price guarantee. Plus, right now, during our spring savings sale, get up to 65% off throughout the store on your favorite things. Get a little messy and always go for the memories. Slumberland, it's a good life.
Coming up on KOMU 8 News at 10 o'clock, what the Pope is doing to stop sexual abuse of nuns.
Today, he spoke with hundreds of leaders of religious orders, calling the abuse, quote, a serious, grave problem.
I hope you enjoyed that sunshine today because we're seeing overcast skies and rain chances for the weekend. We'll see sunshine once we enter that new work week. But as for tomorrow, we have temperatures below average. We're going to reach a high temperature of 59 degrees. Rain will most likely be over with as we go into the afternoon.
An endangered tree kangaroo at a zoo in Florida showed off her adorable baby today. This comes just in time for Mother's Day weekend. The Joey was born last year in October. It will continue developing inside its mom's pouch for the next several months. The Joey will eventually become part of an international captive breeding program. It's an effort to conserve endangered species.
You know what my youngest child's name is?
Is it
Daughter?
the Joey?
It's Joey. And when she found out at about age 3, a Joey is a kangaroo, a baby kangaroo, that's pretty cool stuff. Can't make it up.
On air, online, on Facebook, on Twitter, on the News app, and the Weather app. KOMU 8 News. Coverage you can count on.
Low on cash and credit? Need easy approval?
It was time for me to look for a car, so